Hello, real fans. We're back with part 2 of our little awards ceremony, the 2024 Reelies.
Well, let's not demean it with little award show. This is quite vaunted. This is a large show.
Vaunted, that's a cool word.
Yeah.
Yeah, prestigious. This is where everyone goes to hear which movies were the best and worst of the previous year. There is no other thing like this online.
The Reelest opinions.
Yep. We're really creative for doing an awards show with movies.
It's never been done before.
And a movie review series.
No, it's not like the Oscars they're trash. No one watches that. This is the replacement.
Imagine we should have like a comedian come out and do like an opening monologue.
I can get Ricky Gervais on the phone.
Yeah, with the Oscars. Why does anyone want to be a host on that motherfucker? Because every time there's a host on there, they get just fucking crucified by every single person.
Well, back when Weinstein was in the picture, I guess you could have like...
I wasn't expecting to go straight into Weinstein.
Well, I was going to say, you could have insulted him. But now that he's not...
Yeah, no, that once he was gone, there are no more predators in Hollywood, thank God.
No, yeah,
he's the only one.
I guess you could get up there and just insult people that like voted for Roman Polanski to be freed.
Which is like most of Hollywood.
Most of Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they could do that.
Realist Predator, Roman Polanski.
Realist Predator.
That's
the first award.
Yeah. Come on up now, Roman, to get like your award. Reward or award?
We give him the stop sign.
I don't want to know what the reward is.
The stop sign.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, please stop.
Stop. You've done enough.
Okay, so we went over a lot of categories last time.
Yes.
Whenever that was, because this should be going out sometime in January. We're recording it right now, still in Christmas. It's December 15th.
Yeah, I feel festive.
Yeah, very festive over here. Mm-hmm. But because we're going on holiday, we had to pre-record these. So
yeah,
this will be going up.
Well, you're going on holiday.
You're chilling.
I'm a working man.
You could have done it yourself.
I could have done it myself. I'll swap seats back and forth and figure out what your opinion is.
It's like the that movie Split.
Yeah, I think I could pull that off. But anyway, in case you missed the last one, I don't know why you'd watch part 2 first, but for those 6 of you out there that like to do it in reverse, you missed best visual effects, best cinematography, concept, blockbuster movie, indie movie, horror movie, sound design, and the most anticipated.
As well as the biggest surprise, right?
Yeah, which wasn't on my notes because you surprised me with that one.
Who knows what surprises we'll have in store this week on part 2.
Well, I can tell you, we've got
Reelies.
Most Feared coming up, unless you've...
Nope, I've still got Most Feared.
Okay.
We're on the same page.
Okay, wonderful.
This is probably the saddest element of this award show. This was the category I had the hardest time with.
Really?
I fear a lot. I'm a scared man.
You shake every time a new movie's announced.
Like 9 times out of 10, yeah.
Right. I got maybe a little esoteric with my Most Feared.
Oh, you're not going which one that you didn't like the look of. You're like most actually scared of, like the concept or something?
In a roundabout way. I'm more fearful of what I'm going to lose when the movie comes out.
Man, I'm intrigued, right? Well, let's start off with that. What's your most feared?
My most feared is Mission Impossible Final Reckoning.
What are you going to lose with that? Tom Cruise, he dies at the end?
I'm going to lose filmmaking. I'm going to lose Tom Cruise. I'm going to lose people that give a shit about the product.
He's still going to be making movies. He's a literal crack addict with movies.
I know he is, but like, it's...
If anything, I'm kind of excited for him to kind of be done with Mission Impossible so then he can do other more interesting things. Maybe.
It could be freeing in that way, but it is also his flagship franchise, and I am worried that we're going to lose, the people that get employed through that. They learn cinema, like how to make a good movie.
Yeah,
I know he's been like training Glenn Powell or something to take over.
Like he's a protege sensei.
Yeah, but I would say he is really the last movie star.
It's like Karate Kid, but with Tom Cruise as
I used to hate the guy, but honestly, now I've come around on him.
Who, Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Oh, I've always loved Tom Cruise.
No, I used to have a very different opinion on him.
I think my thing is like I separate him from him in real life. Obviously, he's a lunatic Scientologist, but I find a lot of the times in art, you need to have that kind of lunatic energy in order to make great things.
Yeah. He's come around for me as like as an artist. I respect what he does, and he is the last movie star, and we're going to lose him.
Well, he's absolutely the last dwarf movie star.
No, there's
No more scenes of him running along a rooftop over and over again. He runs everywhere.
He does run everywhere, but I mean,
very good. I feel like he just does cardio. That's his movie. Like he's just running everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be losing the stunts. We're gonna be losing grandiose bullshit.
Depends if the movie makes like $1 billion or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how successful the last one was, but
Very.
okay. Well, then they're gonna make other things.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, like the state of Hollywood and the movies they're making, he's just the last remaining thing of like a bygone era of putting effort in.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so that's your most feared. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You did take it in a more esoteric way. So let me phrase it this way. What would you say what is the movie next year that you're like actually most wildly scared of seeing? Like, you know how when we went in to see Wicked this year, we were talking about how we were scared of seeing it because we were going to be bored.
Yeah. I think then, honestly, maybe Avatar 3.
Just because there's stakes with it, like in terms of...
Yeah, I would suppose so. Like I have an invested,
interest in it,
but I think for the same reason, like the first one I watched when I was 9, the second one I watched when I was like 23, loved it.
Yeah.
They're spectacles, and I'm scared that if like the next one does bad or for whatever reason, I don't know.
Tom Cruise gets shot.
He's
not even related to the project. He gets taken out back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, Tom. No more.
It's
movies.
just another big cinema thing. Right?
Did you like World War Z with Tom? Was that with Tom? Or was that that was Brad Pitt?
That was Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Man.
I had read the book, so they were like, I went in and was just like very disappointed that it wasn't the book. Like it's just a completely unrelated thing.
Shit. I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard like the differences between World War Z and the book are so astronomical.
Oh, the only similarity is the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
I mean, there's entertaining scenes in the movie. I mean, I watched it with some friends when we were like 12 and left school or something. I don't remember. We were young, so it was like enjoyable, but it's not a great movie.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that sense. Same with The Mummy with Tom Cruise. Like, Tom Cruise is capable of making awful movies.
He is capable of making awful movies, but he's that dude that has training and like how to ride a horse, how to sword fight, how to do everything.
Yeah, he does. Like we all know, he does his own stunts by this point.
Yeah,
it's like a big marketing thing. But like, I actually truly believe that it's not a marketing thing in the sense that I do believe that he just does want to do his own stunts. He seems like that kind of chaotic energy.
Well, yeah, I think to him, it's if he actually has been trained how to fight with a sword, then it's going to come across as more realistic in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems to put everything on the line for the movies.
Yeah.
Kind of like a more impressive Rock.
That's every actor in Hollywood. What do you mean?
True.
A real more impressive Rock would be Dave Bautista.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I meant like in the sense that it's a figure that everyone goes to see the movies for. Like everyone goes to see the movies for The Rock, apparently.
Yeah.
And he kind of has this image of like he loves cinema and he loves making movies and stuff, but I genuinely don't get the feeling from The Rock that he actually enjoys what he does.
Yeah.
It feels like, especially when he show up to set like 10 hours late, whereas on the other side, you have Tom Cruise, who was literally screaming at people during the COVID pandemic to follow the rules. So
I think that's actually what brought me around on him.
Yeah, when he had that impassioned rant about how just wear the fucking masks. I don't want you guys to lose your jobs, basically. We're trying to make a movie.
I remember reading Reddit comments where people were saying like he's an arsehole. I'm like, this dude is like fighting for however many thousands of people to keep jobs in like a pandemic. Good on him.
Yeah, 100%. Again, he's a Scientologist lunatic in real life, but I honestly truly believe that he has like movies.
When it comes to Hollywood, the guy's there in the trenches fighting for them.
Yeah. And who knows, in 10 years, he could be another Weinstein. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I guess my most feared is that like the whole early 2000s Tom Cruise with all those like old films that were just good. They were thrillers. They were investing. I don't know. We'll lose those when...
I don't think so.
I'm getting closer to him dying and losing his knowledge.
Yeah. Well, he's like 60. It's insane that he's still... He's 60, right?
Yeah. Tom Cruise? He's old, but he's got all that adrenochrome from Scientology.
Oh, yeah. He's taken all the kids... Chromes.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise age. I think he is 60. Like 62.
62.
Oh my God. He looks so good for 62. He definitely is starting to look older.
Yeah.
But 62.
The man can run.
Yeah.
The man
he's
can
doing
run
all
at
his own
62.
stunts still. Fuck me.
What year was the Mission Impossible where he was hanging off the ship? Because that
was like 2010, maybe 2009. Was that the Burj Khalifa one?
No. Was that the one where he's like hanging off I thought that was like 2 movies ago where he was like hanging off the side of the, I think Globemaster.
That was Rogue Nation.
Which was like 2016, I think.
Was that the one
18.
with the fucking, what's his name? Henry Cavill?
Yeah, I think that was 2018.
Okay.
Which would have put him at like, what, 58 or something?
Yeah, probably.
56.
Close to that. Well, no, that was Fallout. Mission Impossible Fallout, which was 2018, starring Henry Cavill. This was Rogue Nation, which I think was earlier, like maybe 2011, I want to say.
This award show just turned into us jerking off Tom Cruise.
Oh no, it's later, 2015.
Yeah, right. Still old to be hanging off a plane.
Well, that's 52.
Yeah, good on him.
All right, best.
Well, what was your most feared, you idiot?
Best Tom Cruise, best Tom Cruise dick sucky session right now.
Right now.
My most feared is pretty predictable if you know me. Although I did again have a hard time choosing this, but I think I went for the most logical choice for me because it's a two-parter. My most feared is Jurassic World Rebirth. Whatever they're fucking doing with Jurassic World.
I'm going to be honest, I completely wrote that off.
Yeah. Well, it's my most feared because, no, not in the sense that I'm going to be disappointed, right? In the sense that I'm still going to go see it because I'm fucking stupid. So I am going to see it and I'm going to hate it like I hated the last 2 Jurassic World movies.
Yeah.
Actually detested, hated every single moment of it. But beyond that, I'm also like feared of all of the dino nerds reaching out to me and telling me, why don't you like this? Why don't you like Jurassic World? Why do you hate Jurassic World?
I think
I've turned on my dino brethren. That's the issue.
last interaction I had with Jurassic World was, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that. I don't know. I think it might have been the last one.
The last one was the one where they got the original cast back, like Sam Neill. And then there was the Jokersaurus. Remember?
Yes.
Like they came out and said, we wanted to make our dinosaur like the Joker.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, what the fuck do you mean?
The only interaction I had with that was before my shift started. I got the chef because he was like on break and we just went in. We walked into the cinema like without buying a ticket, just sat down and watched Jurassic World because we didn't want to support it. And then like halfway through we were both like, well, this sucks. And then just got up and left.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so soulless.
It sucked.
Like put Tom Cruise in that and I guarantee you it would have 1,000 times more soul.
Oh, probably.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be actually, it's like, so again, I use this analogy a lot, but it's not necessarily like bad filmmaking. It is literally just the most bland. It's just the color gray in movie.
Yeah.
I go in there, I look at the screen, nothing happens in my brain. There's no excitement or interest or anticipation or stakes or even common sense in the form of, you know, a coherent script. There's nothing there to latch onto it's just there for fucking idiots, legitimately idiots, to clap at the screen when the Jurassic Park logo comes on, or, you know, they see a callback to, like, literally this one was the callback movie because the entire original cast showed up.
Yeah.
Who were all obviously just there for a paycheck. They had no interest at all. No kind of chemistry somehow.
No, there was no chemistry. I mean, as you've said in our Wicked review, Jeff is just losing his mind.
Yeah. Yeah, even he wasn't like fun to watch in that, which is, I don't know how you do that. These movies are so bad and yet they make like $1.2 billion. And I know the answer is because I keep going.
Yeah.
It's incredible how much like just a brand like Jurassic Park, like you want to go see it just in case it's good.
I mean, they've done the service of naming a Jurassic World for me, so they're just completely distinct series. I
want to see a cool dinosaur movie.
Yeah, I know, but it's not going to be Jurassic World.
I know, it's so sad. Give me dinos. Like, what was the last dinosaur movie that was cool?
Land Before Time.
Like, I actually can't. Dinosaurs are such
Pixar's The Little Dinosaur, The Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but yeah, maybe it's one of those animated movies.
Yeah.
But like, remember the feeling that I got from Jurassic Park when I was a kid, and still get when I watch Jurassic Park again.
Is it the
like
scene where you turn Laura Dern's head to watch like the field?
Oh yeah, and the Brachiosaurus is there, the giant tall dinosaur, and it's like you're seeing. I'm pretty sure that was CGI maybe or some level. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, seeing like the Velociraptors and other dinosaurs in full physical effect. And like that kind of awe and amazement that I felt during Jurassic Park. I just want that feeling again.
When someone asks me, like, when I think of like a fucking perfect scene in a movie, the shot of the raptor with the DNA code like projected over it, that's the first thing that pops in my head. It's just such a good shot.
It's so fun. Like the visual creativity in that scene alone just outpaces everything in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You know what? For most feared, I think I'm going to change it from Avatar.
To what?
Probably Tron Ares.
Okay.
Yeah. Tron is a series I enjoy, but is like...
Same kind of thing.
It's not going to have Daft Punk, which will be disappointing because the soundtrack for the last one was just like 90% of the film, which really helped it. And also it has Jared Leto, which is a curse. God,
Jared Leto is another person I wish just wasn't working in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Everything he touches.
Just plagues movies I enjoy.
Well, to be fair, he did fine in Blade Runner.
He's the worst part of the movie.
He is like the weakest part.
I'm just like so invested in the movie, and then he appears, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, every time I see him, I just want to fucking throw up.
Yeah. I would say it's Tron Ares, but then honorable mention, I also want to say the next Superman.
I didn't even know they were making one.
Well,
oh wait, no, yeah, that's
the James
right. They
Gunn
released,
one.
yeah, they released promo photos in there.
Yeah, I'm not a huge superhero film guy anymore. Like, you know, I would have been back in 2015. I enjoyed like the initial Marvel thing. I'm hoping James Gunn can turn the whole genre around and kind of throw his lighthearted, music-filled like warmth into the genre, I guess. I hope he can do something with the series now that he's in charge.
I'm surprised they haven't put Tom Cruise in a superhero movie now that I'm thinking about it.
He's too big.
Yeah, but it's such an easy paycheck by the sounds of it. Give him $50 million.
He doesn't need the money though.
He doesn't, but I feel like it would be a good creative challenge for him to go in there and make an actually good superhero movie.
Well, that's the thing. That like there is no challenge because he's just so like held in by the studios.
Yeah, but we'll make your own superhero. Name him Tom Cruise.
He already has.
Fuck it. Make it Scientology propaganda for all I care. Just have him make a really cool physical, like, you know, him doing all the superhero stunts and shit. I think that would be nuts.
I think the closest film we've gotten that I think you could replace the lead character with Tom Cruise and it'd be kind of the same movie would be Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the closest we've got to a Tom Cruise film.
Do you think Tom Cruise would be a good Iron Man?
I could see it. He's got the whole, like, in personal life, like,
he's
intense.
Like eccentric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Who would you want Tom Cruise as if he was to fill in like a superhero?
That's tough.
It would need to be someone really eccentric.
You could probably give him Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. Or the Thing.
Just
he'll cover himself in rocks basically.
Yeah.
Every morning will be like a 12-hour session in the makeup.
I don't know. The first thing that popped in my mind was also Doctor Doom. Just like
I was also thinking Doctor Doom. Yeah, but I didn't know how like. He is pretty eccentric, Doctor Doom, isn't he?
Yeah, but if I get some big Doom actor on screen, I would rather it be some like obscure actor who is just like intense in everything they do. Like I don't want to face. I don't want to look at the actor and know who it is.
Are you talking about Doctor Doom? So?
Yeah, I want it to be an actor I've never seen before who just pulls out some insane performance on like this just maniac.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty hard.
Yeah. Anyway, that was Most Feared.
Yeah, where were we? Oh yeah, I was deciding between Jurassic World and Minecraft movie.
Oh yeah, I can see the fear for that one.
It's a kids movie, obviously, so but we'll have to find a time where it's at like 1 a.m.
Yeah, well, no, I think watching it in a full cinema would be far better for us. Yes.
We're not doing that again.
Yes.
All right, best animated movie. It's an easy one for me. Transformers 1. It was the only one I watched this year.
Yeah, see, I was going to throw on Transformers 1, but then last minute I watched another movie called The Wild Robot. And I've got that in parentheses because I've literally heard nothing negative about that movie.
Yep, it's not that I've watched it, but I was like, I want to talk about that.
That's the one I gave it to.
So when did you watch it?
Maybe a week ago.
And is that good?
Oh yeah, phenomenal. It's so simple but so effective. You don't need much dialogue. You just kind of need the scenes itself and like a sweeping soundtrack, and it's set. Like it's emotional and it's good.
So what's the story context?
So there is
like the synopsis.
Essentially like a robot with all of its like hard encoding to be a mother ends up on an island taking care of all these animals. And I think the first half of the film is a lot stronger than the second half purely because the second half kind of stops doing what the first half does. But this robot is like really trying to care for these animals and make sure they're safe.
They're just trying to kill themselves?
Oh yeah, but it doesn't even treat it like it's anything tragic. Like it's obviously tragic for the robot character, but it plays it so straight for the first half of the film where characters will just die because that's nature.
God, that sounds depressing.
Yeah, it is like so
for
depressing.
A kids movie?
Yeah, for the first half of the film, you'll be invested in a character and then they just die. And then the robot's like, what the fuck? But then it ends up with like a duck and this little fox and turtle fox. I don't remember right now. And yeah, just it's very good. It's emotional.
And the animation?
Animation's great. Music is phenomenal. The Pedro Pascal, Lupita Nyong'o, they did phenomenal work.
Who'd Pedro play?
Pedro was, I believe, the fox.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Great movie.
I didn't hear about it until I was like looking into what I was watching this previous year to make this list, and I was looking up like animated movies to see which ones I'd seen, and I saw that with like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Or whatever.
If you're a parent, like this is great for like motherhood or even just parenthood in general. Like it'll make you cry. It's good.
It'll entertain kids as well as the parents.
Entertains
like
kids.
What we're talking about with the fucking Moana 2 movie, like something that entertains both crowds.
I think it's the closest to the like original 2D like Pixar Disney films where like an adult can watch it, but it also has great lessons for children and it takes itself seriously.
Who made the movie?
I believe Pixar.
Okay. Should look good then.
Or no, sorry, DreamWorks.
Should look shit.
I don't know.
DreamWorks is rough.
I don't remember. I just remember hearing that this is where the budget for Megamind went.
What's it called? The Good Dinosaur? Bad Robot?
The Wild Robot.
The Wild Robot. Yeah, Transformers 1 for me. Only one I saw.
Yeah, I mean, watch the review if you want our opinions on that. But
yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
It was really good.
It was a really cool looking animated movie.
I'd want more from that series.
I will say if I probably saw the Wild Robot, it sounds like that would have more heart, which is something that I would find more interesting.
Yeah.
So I would probably choose that. But for me, the only animated movie I saw this year was that, as well as Moana 2, and it's definitely not going to Moana 2.
It's not going to Moana.
Yeah. So on the notion of it having no competitors, Transformers wins my nomination. Although I will say it was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very
I don't
good.
feel bad about it. All right, next one. What do we have next?
We have Best Documentary.
Again, I only saw one this year. So I don't even know why I'm talking about it. But it was a good one as well. It was my one is Apollo 13 Survival. It was a Netflix documentary. I knew nothing about Apollo 13. I saw the name of the documentary, Apollo 13, and I was like, surely there's been a million documentaries on these sons of bitches going to the moon and stepping on it and shit. I didn't know this was an entirely separate mission. That was Apollo 11, the one that successfully went to the moon. 13 was separate. Yeah, 13 was one where they planned to go to the moon and something went wrong. Yeah, something went wrong along the way. I think like condensation or something went into their wires in the ship. And it's basically just about their desperate mission to get home and the collaboration between all of the departments on the ground working together to basically like bootstrap this fucking rocket in space to make sure that they get back fine. Like it was only the spaceship or the what do you call it, module or whatever? I can't remember what it's called, but the Apollo 13 ship was only designed to last like 2 days in space without any kind of like in emergency mode basically. So it was only designed for that, but somehow they were, well, you find out how in the documentary, but yeah, they were able to extend that to like 4 or 5 days so that they could get back down safely. It was interesting.
I am in awe at the stuff they do over there at NASA. Like
the ingenuity.
Well,
at least early NASA.
The engineering, like how the Mars rover will experience like some fault and then with a delay of like 27 minutes, they'll type in some code and now all of a sudden it's working again.
It's fucking mental when you think about like me complaining that I have 200 milliseconds of ping on World of Warcraft and it's ruining my actions per minute or whatever. Meanwhile, these fucking NASA scientists are fixing fucking astronomically insignificant machines up in space, like a speck of dust in the grand scheme of things. They're fixing it from here with like, you know, like you said, like 25 minutes worth of ping delay.
Yeah. What was that recent one I saw? Was it the Voyager probe or Cassini probe or something? The one that's like the furthest out.
Yeah.
Where, the delay was probably like 4 hours or something. And it was the kind of damage where when I read what had happened, I was like, oh, well, that's just fucked. But then somehow they just type some code, figure something out,
turn it around,
troubleshoot it, and then they just fix it. And it keeps going.
But yeah, it's crazy. It could be like this device up in space could be hit by like a small, you know, space debris or something and like shatters one of its mechanical parts. And somehow they're still able to fix it from the ground here.
Yeah, insane.
I just don't understand. It's like black magic.
Yeah, I mean, they do that too in Formula One where they'll be like, hey, like the battery or the fucking brakes aren't working. And then some dude will just type something in the paddock and then it works. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's super impressive.
In my mind, when they say these things aren't working, I'm like, okay, well, pull it into the garage and I'll get the wrenches out. But then they just type some stuff and it works.
Okay, your car is now fixed and perfect.
It's insane.
Meanwhile, I have to go to the mechanic to fix my car.
It's bullshit.
Why can't they just type things in? Yeah, it's mental. I assume it's like redundancies on redundancies on redundancies within the devices and
Assumedly.
stuff, where they've got basically like a manual or a checklist where if this thing fails, then we can divert attention to one of the other critical systems to still make it function.
My best documentaries. I've watched a few this year. I came down to being conflicted between two.
Okay.
I think it's got to go to Superman, the Christopher Reeve story.
I did hear good things about it.
Very emotional, very tragic. The entire premise, the story. I mean, just a guy that really tried to do his best throughout life and just got dealt the worst hand ever.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a tragic one, but it does help you like feel appreciative of what you've got as well, and like your family when you watch it.
Yeah.
And then the other one I couldn't really give it to because it released like December 24th or something last year. So it's like not technically within the year. So I'll just give honorable mention to Project Iceman, which was by a YouTube channel called Yes Theory.
Oh.
And that one is phenomenal.
What's it about?
Iron Man tournaments?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they did a Iceman, which was through Antarctica, an Iron Man through Antarctica.
How many people died?
It was just one dude that did it. It was like a 5-kilometer swim through Antarctic waters and then like a run and like a cycle. Insane to watch this documentary.
Survived? That sounds
The most of the documentary is the prep and how he's like going to get it done, and then watching him do it is just a phenomenal feat of human endurance.
But what about the cameramen who followed him on the trip?
Yeah,
and
also
they do it.
Insane. They would like check in every now and then. It would be a lot of him like filming himself, but
wearing GoPros and stuff.
Yeah, phenomenal human endurance.
It's crazy to me that you're just allowed to do that. I know like personal freedom and stuff, but surely someone should step in when you're like, if you're trying to commit unalive, as we have to say on YouTube, someone's obligated to step in and try to stop that from happening.
Yeah,
this guy can literally go to Antarctica and do a marathon in like horrible conditions.
When
it's just supported.
Well, when you watch his interviews and stuff, you definitely get the sense of like, this is insane, and if anyone else did it, they'd die, but this guy's going to do it.
Okay. So, yeah, but that's kind of like my point. Like, it's an act that anyone else, if they did it, it would basically be an act of unaliving.
Yeah, but it's such an insane
It's a
thing.
cool act of unaliving, so let him do it.
It's such like an insane thing where like when he says he's going to attempt it and you like listen to his mindset and his story and his training, you're like, he's going to pull it off. And then he has just like such that...
It would have been a different documentary if he didn't.
Yeah, he just has that sort of personality and pull around him where the team comes in and like, we're going to help you do it.
It's so impressive.
Yeah. He just had that pull to him. We're like, we're going to help him pull.
So what
off.
happened afterwards? Like, what did he end up doing post? Is he setting himself up for the next?
He's setting himself up for a next thing. I'm not quite sure what it is. Anders Hoffman is his name. I definitely recommend going and watching it on the Yes Theory YouTube channel. And anything else they do is actually really good.
Okay, I've never heard of them.
No, they're great.
Documentary channel.
Kind of. They do. The Project Iceman is their first like 2-hour one, but the rest of them are like 30 to 40 to 50 minutes of sort of like spending 7 days in Baghdad or like
a travel thing.
Kind of. Their whole thing is like, just don't say no to anything. They'll like go to the most obscure places and like meet random people and then just ask them to hang out.
It's not a pickup artist channel.
No. It's very explorative. It's really good.
Okay, cool.
I highly recommend them.
Yeah, that sounds cool. All right, that's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, you didn't pick up on my joke. I said that's cool. It's about Iceman or whatever.
Shut up.
Next one is best story.
Best story.
Did you go first last time or did I?
I did.
Okay.
No, you did.
Okay, you go.
Okay. I've gone back and forth on this one a lot, but I think at the end of the day, it's really got to just come down to Godzilla vs. Kong, The Final Empire.
Are you joking?
No.
Is it actually that good?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you dick. I haven't seen it either.
No, I'm not.
I was like, that's like giving it to Jurassic World, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Best story.
I was trying to think of what movie I could give it to, like Taro or fucking Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, Kraven. Oh my God.
No, it's got to be Dune.
Dune?
Yeah.
You're going with Dune?
Purely because
we should have had a best adaptation.
Yeah. Just the work it takes to adapt the book, I think, is its own merit for the best story. Like you could argue for different like stories themselves, but I think managing to adapt this one story so competently is what makes it take it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Dune, it's not my choice, but I do agree that obviously Dune has an incredible story, and the act, again, like we said last time, of them successfully adapting such a historically difficult book to both read and use as material,
and splitting it in two.
Yeah, and doing that successfully, where
Yeah.
it feels like it's stronger for doing that.
I will preemptively also give best story to Dune Messiah if they somehow manage to pull that off, because that is a fucking trip of a
Yeah,
book.
you told me about that. You told me about the story that happens in Dune Messiah, and it sounds like an absolute fucking acid trip.
It's going to be an esoteric book. Anything after Dune Messiah cannot be put to film.
Well, if there's someone that can do it, I believe in Denis Villeneuve. Is he working on that one?
Yeah, he's doing it as well.
Okay. My one best story, I flip-flop between this one, but ultimately I think narratively... Huh?
Thelma?
No.
No?
No, I don't think... Thelma is an incredible movie. I was just telling Connor that I cried at the end of it because it just brought up a lot of emotions about my grandparents and things like that. So, yeah, it made me tear up at the end because it was a very emotionally... evocative story. There was a cool bit. I will add this as an anecdote for Thelma. It's a movie about a grandmother who gets basically robbed by a scam artist, and she comes to
get revenge.
She gets revenge. It's like a spy thriller movie, but the whole movie is about her kind of coming to terms with her mortality, or her needing help. Basically, like her getting old enough where she needs help. She needs to start to be able to ask for help, because she can't do everything on her own now. So yeah, it's coming to terms with your own sense of mortality, and then also her grandson is like desperately trying to help her, and she's like getting offended because she doesn't think she needs help, etc.
Yeah,
and the grandson is like useless in every other aspect of life. He's like aimless and confused, but he just wants to help his grandma. It's a really sweet story, and the part that made me tear up was at the very end, where she goes to she goes to the cemetery with her grandson, and she's like, "This is a beautiful graveyard. All my friends are here." And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's gonna be such a horrifying feeling, so existentially dreadful.
Yeah,
to know that like you're the last one of your generation.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing with like immortality, isn't it? Like you're just going to lose everyone that you know. Like just getting old, man.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying because I've got loved ones that are obviously nearing that age. I feel terrified of losing them, etc. All that kind of stuff, and it just reminds me of that feeling. And it's a very evocative movie, and there's a part in the mid-credit scene. It's got like an after-credit scene. With the director having a conversation with his grandmother, who's like 104 in the car.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's so touching and beautiful.
I'm surprised this didn't get best story from you then.
Yeah, it was close. I honestly was thinking about it, but I think the story itself, the story elements are just a bit too basic. Like it's not a groundbreaking. It's not a groundbreaking story or anything.
Yeah.
It's just the way that the story made me feel was pretty great. So he has that conversation in the car with her, and it's actually a callback to the very last scene of the movie where Thelma and her grandson have that very same conversation in the car.
That's cute.
It is. It's adorable. It's such a fantastic end to the movie.
I like
very,
that.
very beautiful. That's my honorable mention for best story, even though it's not technically best story. Go watch Thelma. You won't. It's 90 minutes. You won't regret it.
It's a good short film. It's good.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I can't gush enough about it. But my best story is going to Conclave. I just feel like it had more interesting type of script, I would say, or interesting type of story, where it felt like there were more nuanced characters that felt like they had more to them than just a 94-year-old woman dealing with her mortality.
Yep.
And it felt like there were more twists and turns during the movie that made me more engaged in the story or the narrative design of the movie. So I felt like it had to get best story from me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dune.
That's a very solid choice.
Dune is also a good pick. I did feel those same feelings, but I just feel like Conclave just kind of had a little bit more expertise on the narrative side of things.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's what I'm going.
Yeah, you haven't read the book, have you?
I didn't even know it was based on a book. No.
I mean Dune.
Oh, Dune. Yeah, no, I haven't. Yeah. I've read half of it.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm giving it because I have read the book and knowing what hasn't been included and what has been changed just to make the adaptation is why I've given it to Dune.
Yeah.
Just because it was a very well done.
Yeah, I don't think that Dune's a wrong answer at all.
Yeah.
I think it was a very good story. Best soundtrack?
Best soundtrack.
You went first then?
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this, but you go.
For me, it was easy. I think that this year was a pretty rough year for soundtracks, personally.
It was. I would agree. It's been a bit of a slow year.
It's been a slow year in terms of soundtracks. I got to give it to Wicked.
Wicked, yeah.
Yeah, just too many catchy songs. I felt like, again, it's a successful musical, so it feels weird not to give it best soundtrack because the music is tied so intrinsically into the art form that I feel like if it's a good movie and it's a musical, it has to have the best soundtrack of the year.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it the most out of any of the soundtracks.
I labored over this.
Mm-hmm.
God's soundtracks were hard for me. I have so many honorable mentions and then one that took it.
Go for it.
Yeah. So I'll start with the honorable mentions. Yeah. First off, Young Woman in the Sea.
Okay.
I don't know if many people would have seen it. It's a Daisy Ridley film on Disney Plus.
I have heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot the name, but as soon as you said Daisy Ridley, I remember
surprisingly
she did
good.
An art movie, basically.
Yeah, surprisingly good. Soundtrack was very good. Very well done. And then from there, I would also give Wild Robot an honorable mention. That the soundtrack is like half of the movie. So that is also really good.
Not a lot of dialogue in the movie.
Like there's dialogue, but the soundtrack really carries it, especially in the first half.
That's where all of the emotion is.
Yeah, it's just a simple movie with like the scenes like nothing crazy, but then the music is really telling the story.
So I'm imagining there's like scenes of the mother robot like caring for injured animals or something, and then there's like
the soundtrack is the dialogue.
Yeah.
So yeah, Young Women in the Sea, Wild Robot.
Those are honorable.
Honorable mention. Last honorable mention would be Dune, but I'm hesitant to give it because I don't like Hans Zimmer. But it was well done.
Well, you don't have to worry because Hans Zimmer didn't touch that. It was his proteges and his agency full of people.
So shout out to them.
Yeah.
But I've got to give it the award for best soundtrack to Mad Max Furiosa.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Just the
raw energy.
The raw energy, the intertwining of vehicle engines into the soundtrack as instruments, just a well done piece of art. The entire time you feel dread or you feel incredibly fucking hype. I left that movie, gushed about it in the car park with my friends for like half an hour, and we were just going on about how cool the soundtrack and Chris Hemsworth were. And then I drove home with the soundtrack on, going like, fuck yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I haven't seen it. So the engine sounds are inserted into the...
Yes.
So if you're listening to the soundtrack alone, do you get the engine sounds? Or?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a cappella, but fucking road rage version.
Yeah. There'll be like a sweeping score with all the instruments, and then it'll like quiet down or ramp up, and then you've just got like the engines coming through, or there'll be like engines that sound like violins, or violins that'll come in and sound like a fucking... It's just so cool.
Yeah. That sounds really cool. Yeah. Creative.
I can't believe you haven't watched the movie. We have to watch that.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I loved Fury Road, obviously.
We've got to watch
Furiosa. Just don't know why I didn't watch
Furiosa. There's maybe a 15-minute long action scene at one point through there, which is just one of the best action scenes I've ever seen in a very long time.
Yeah, they do. George Miller obviously does action really well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's as good as Fury Road.
I have heard that. That's kind of why I was like, yeah.
It's still, for me personally, it'd be Road Warrior, Fury Road, Furiosa, 1-3.
Okay. All right, that was best soundtrack. We're chugging along here. Best performance male.
Yeah.
My God, I struggled with this.
I did struggle with this. I've given it.
Oh God, this is hard.
I've given it to Ralph Fiennes for Conclave.
Great decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kills it in that.
Just the anguish you can see him go through as he chooses to make decisions where if he puts church first or himself first, or just like the greater picture over himself or vice versa. Just every single choice he makes on screen, he just acted so well. But then I've also got to give it honorable mention to David Johnson, who played Andy in Alien Romulus.
That was my pick. Yeah.
That was your pick?
Yeah.
See, I had it down as David Johnson.
That would have been our first one we agreed on.
Last second, I changed it to Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get the Oscar for it.
I don't know if they're going to give an Oscar to a sci-fi movie.
No, I mean Ralph Fiennes will get it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But David Johnson, he was so close to taking it for me.
I feel like there's an element to it where it's an unknown actor for me, and it's also something in a franchise or a type of movie where I wouldn't expect this kind of acting prowess, let's say. I feel like he elevated every scene he was in, as pretentious as that sounds. I feel like he was the emotional hook to the movie, the only kind of emotional hook to that movie.
I think him and Kaylee Spaney riffed off each other incredibly well.
Yeah, there was there was small little, let's say, like micro acting elements to his performance. Just a lot of small things that he did that felt really, really stellar.
If you haven't seen Romulus, if you have, you know what we're talking about. But if you haven't, he plays one of the androids.
Yeah.
And at the start, he's an defective bot who's very slow and kind. And like he reads like the robot has a disability.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say, it almost feels like a
disabled younger brother kind of vibe. Yeah.
Like an actor doing a really accurate portrayal of someone with a disability.
There's just a very specific sort of tone he's going for there. But then they upload something into him so they can like use his robot skills to get into a certain area through like access, and it changes his personality completely. And there is just like a instinct, like straight up like change in personality from him. The difference between them is phenomenal for this actor.
You can see that in this one role, in a role that I wouldn't expect, especially like a robot that he's playing, for him to be able to accurately portray such range, I think was really impressive and a testament to his ability as an actor. Has he been in anything else, or was this kind of like a
I don't know what else he's been in.
Yeah, I don't know what else he's been in either, but yeah, I'm definitely going to pay attention next time.
I'm going to pay attention to David Johnson.
Because he was really good. I don't really have any honorable mentions. Like there are plenty of good actors throughout the year, obviously. But like, I feel like this is the one I remember the most.
Yeah, David Johnson absolutely took it.
Yep, I agree. All right, that's best actor.
Best female actor.
I believe they're called actresses.
Okay, fine.
Best performance, female. I go first.
Yep.
I really wanted to give it to Thelma.
You did? Oh.
I really did want to give it to Thelma.
Yeah.
She's 90, the actress. Let me look up her name real quick so that I can give her the credit, because she's not on my list because I didn't choose it. June Squibb.
June Squibb.
She's 94. She would have been about 92 at the time of performing. She did an incredible job. Obviously, it's almost like a spy thriller movie, so it's a very physically demanding role that she portrays herself in. And I feel like she obviously crushed it. She was able to draw the correct emotion out of the role that she needed to for the movie to be as successful as it was. I just got to go Emma Stone in Poor Things, though. I haven't not seen a performance like that in a long time.
Solid choice.
To so expertly portray a brain dead 8-year-old and go through the life changes as she grows up in the role.
Yeah, to play an adult with the mind of an 8-year-old.
It's just an like insane level of range.
Yeah.
Like again with David Johnson, this range that she shows throughout the movie, from inquisitive to exploring sexuality, to throwing tantrums, to finding her empowerment, and all of that, going through all of the different stages of life within, a 2-hour period, all while still being functionally the same character.
And believable.
Yeah, she killed it. She crushed it. I think Emma Stone is one of the best actresses in Hollywood at the moment.
If she's in a movie, I'm definitely interested.
I'm very, I love her and all of her performances. And this is just another one that she crushed. She just destroyed this role.
Fair. I wanted to give it to Micah Monroe for Longlegs or Anya Taylor-Joy for Furiosa, but I've got to go for Rebecca Ferguson.
In Dune
as Lady Jessica.
Yeah, she was very
just
good.
A powerful performance in that one. Yeah, it doesn't have like
every scene she was in, she stole, which is not an easy feat given the star talent in those movies.
Yeah, it doesn't have like, the breadth of nuance that Emma Stone has in Poor Things, but her just intensity in the way she carries everything and in what she says and what she doesn't say and the implied things. Yeah, strong performance.
Yeah.
It's got to go to her.
I think there's a special level of talent that comes with commanding the scenes and the screen like she did in Dune 2.
Yeah, I've got to give it to her and to Ralph Fiennes just because they have that like Shakespearean sort of, like theater
stage presence.
Yeah, that presence where when they're on screen, they just kind of like overshadow everyone else.
Yeah, like and this was successful on my part for Emma Stone as well. Like I think one of the hardest things for these like, these big names, the hardest thing about acting when you're that big name is you go in, you put on a performance, but all the audience is going to see is you. They're going to see The Rock. They're going to see Tom Cruise.
Will Smith.
Or Will Smith. It takes something extra to be able to break out of that little cage and be the character that you're meant to be.
That
on
was
the
my
screen.
fear when Chalamet got cast as
same. And I didn't have that problem.
No, I didn't have that. I think I had that problem a little bit in the first film, but then as the second film, it actually kind of helped the film.
I was going to say I had that problem slightly in that movie with Zendaya.
I did have that problem with Zendaya. Yeah, I did. I couldn't not see her.
Yeah. And Emma Stone, obviously, I didn't have that problem at all. Anytime I see her, I don't think of Emma Stone. I think of whatever shit the fuck she's doing in that movie.
Yeah, I'm sold on her. Yeah. Whatever she's doing.
And Rebecca Ferguson as well, obviously crushed it.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista, another one.
Dave Bautista also, phenomenal character actor.
Yeah. Kills it every single time. All right, and now we come to movie of the year.
Dune 2.
Dune 2 for you?
Yeah.
I mean, it pretty hard swept you.
It hard swept me. It's got like 5 of them on here. Yeah.
I would give runner-up third place, Dune. Runner-up second place, Thelma for me.
Yeah.
And then my movie of the year, which is odd because I didn't give it a lot of awards throughout this ceremony, but I feel like it was the most interesting, the movie that told the most interesting story with the most interesting characters in the most interesting way, and that has to be Poor Things for me.
Yeah, Poor Things is just good. Yeah, it is very good.
I feel like I've never seen a movie like that done the way that it was done.
What did you think of Kinds of Kindness?
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it yet?
No,
Okay.
It's on my list, obviously, but I haven't seen it.
Fair, okay.
I haven't really heard as much about it as I did Poor Things.
I think it came out too soon after Poor Things.
Yeah, he's gone wild at the moment.
He's just throwing films out.
Yeah, and that's another one with Emma Stone.
Yes.
I feel like there is such a thing as too soon. Too soon. Kind of. I want to just wait a little bit to really take it in, because I feel like if I go in to watch another Yorgos Lanthimos movie with Emma Stone as the main actress, main performance, that's extra hard to then break the connection between the previous movie, and all I'm going to be doing while I'm there is kind of relating the two or comparing the two.
That's fair.
Whereas with a movie like that, I just want to go in and just be fresh, kind of.
Yeah. That's very fair.
Yeah. So Poor Things, beautiful movie, very funny, very engaging. My girlfriend hated it, but I loved it.
She hated it.
Yeah, she was very bored during it, but it's just the small and large things that Yorgos does really, really well. He creates kind of this different world of cinema that I haven't seen done. Which is very engaging for me. I found it very witty. I found it very all-encompassing. Like my focus was just on the movie while I was there. I wasn't thinking about anything.
It was
else.
an engaging film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very engaging. I remember I watched it with my mum and we both loved it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
You were praising it, and then she was like, when you're next home, like when you visit, we should watch this movie, because she wanted to really watch it. And then I was like invested the whole time.
Yeah. I will say it's definitely, I can't believe you watched it with your mum. That's crazy. I would never watch it with your mum, with my mum. It's a very it's a movie that definitely aims to make you uncomfortable during a lot of the scenes.
Yeah.
I think the raw concept of the movie is certainly uncomfortable. It's like, for those of you that don't know, Emma Stone plays a character who she's basically a brain surrogate, let's say. Like, she gets an adult brain put into her body. Oh, sorry, a child's brain put into her body. Into her adult body, basically. So she's got the personality of a child, but kind of like the let's say desires or the
instincts.
The instincts of a grown woman, and obviously the body of a grown woman. So there's a lot of scenes in there where men obviously take advantage of that, and it's a very uncomfortable kind of situation. But I think that's the intent of the movie as well, is to obviously make people uncomfortable, and it did that successfully. But then there's also a charm to it as the movie goes on, and she kind of learns more about herself. She grows as a person, as a woman. A lot of the interrelationships between herself and other characters are fully well explored. I mean, what's his name?
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo kills it in that movie. He was great. I was thinking about giving him the nomination for Best Actor.
What do you think of Willem Dafoe?
I loved him as well.
Yeah. He's another actor where if he's in it, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
He's just too good.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He kills these roles. So yeah, I really can't say enough positive things about Poor Things. I think it's
To give it a go.
An
I mean, it's on
old-timer.
Disney. Everyone has Disney
It's
Plus.
on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
So strange. Did they censor it all?
No. Yeah, if you've got Disney Plus, watch Poor Things.
Yeah, highly recommend it. That's my movie of the year.
Mm-hmm. And mine's doing too.
Yeah.
I didn't really have to think about that one. I kind of just gave it to Dune.
Yeah, I didn't really think about mine either.
Yeah.
I guess my thoughts were more so, do I go with Thelma or do I go with Poor Things? And I just feel like Poor Things, again, it's like I said with the best story. Like, Thelma is just realistically a more simple movie overall.
Yeah.
How it's kind of created, how it's kind of put together. Doesn't really feel like it's breaking the mold necessarily. Whereas I feel like Poor Things is attempting and in many ways successfully pushing the art form forward.
Yeah.
So I got to give it to Poor Things.
That's fair. I think my Thelma this year that I went in, I was a little surprised by it, was Challenges.
Didn't see it.
Yeah. It's better than I thought it would be.
I have heard people love it. Who's the director? It's Luca
Godano or
yeah,
something?
I can't pronounce the last name. He does a lot of those kinds of, I wouldn't know what to really call them. Like the themes of the movies are mostly revolving around like sexual discovery, I think, right?
Sexual discovery. A lot of queer people as like main characters.
I think his next movie is literally called Queer, right?
Is that him?
Is it? Maybe not.
I know he was doing one that had, no, I think he's doing American Psycho.
I think he is also doing that, yeah.
Which I just saw Austin Butler got cast as.
No, yeah, Queer is Luca Guadagnino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin Butler will be the next Patrick Bateman, which I don't love.
Neither. I don't love that.
Yeah.
I just don't buy Austin Butler yet.
I don't hate him in his performances I've seen, but I don't love him. And I don't know, something about him, he's just kind of got that face where I'm like, I see him and not the character.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't done enough to break out of that for me.
Yeah. I think Elvis really like marked him.
Yeah, same. I just did not like that movie at all.
No. Which, speaking of, we've got the Reelest Stinker.
Reelest Stinker of 2024. It was not hard at all for me.
It was a big year for shit movies.
It was a big year, but I had one that just stood out from the rest for me.
Yeah.
I think I went first last time.
Well, I would like to save mine.
Oh, really?
It's a surprise.
Okay, mine is Joker, Folie à Deux.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I just really cannot believe that. It felt like the movie where I wasted most of my time. Like with Moana 2, I went in knowing that I accommodated myself the shit experience. Like I kind of knew that I was getting into that.
Yes.
There's
extra blood on your hands that you took 2 other friends to see Joker with us as well. And
we had
to drag them through it as well.
Yeah.
So apologies to those 2.
Yeah, sorry about that. A little torture session. Yeah, it just sucked. It just sucked on ice. It fucking blew.
Yeah, it was.
I just did very little redeeming qualities for me. It felt bland. It felt boring. The music, the potential, I think, is the greatest insult for me.
Yeah. Yeah, the potential does hurt, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like this could have been like Joker doing a grounded kind of like, well, not grounded, but a musical set in a grounded Gotham, but using the musical to explore the more sensational aspects of the Joker's personality and stuff. Could have been really cool, but all we got was a boring prison romance.
We have an hour of us hating this thing online. It
sucks.
There's a lot of potential there.
It blew. I hated it. I thought it was pretentious wankery, much like Real Boys. Yeah, it just fucking sucked. It was easy for me. That's definitely my Reelest Stinker of the year. And again, I think it's mostly because of the potential.
God, there's so many bad movies this year. I had a whole list.
Yeah, name 3.
Rebel Moon.
Didn't see it.
Part 2.
Didn't see it.
Tarot.
Didn't see it.
Allegedly Craven the Hunter, because I haven't seen that.
Didn't see
it. Joker. And then my Reelest Stinker of the year would be Borderlands.
Oh my God.
I watched that movie in quite possibly the best setting I could to get the most enjoyment out of it, and it was still soul draining.
What was the best scenario?
I left as a husk.
Randy Pitchford's basement?
Yeah, close enough. No, I got a message on Discord from one of my closest friends saying, "Hey, do you want to jump in this channel with like a bunch of the boys and 10 of us will watched this movie streamed through Discord, and then all of us watched it together, and all of us just left that going, this fucking sucks.
So there was no, even with a group of friends.
Yeah, even with a group
no
of like
fun.
10 people riffing on the movie, it just drained every single bit of life out of all of us. It
Wow.
left you as a husk. It's not even like so bad it's good, or it's not the movie where you walk out and be like, oh, that was bad. It's just, it's indescribable how much of just the antichrist of film this movie is.
It doesn't even, yeah, so with Joker, again, like potential was a big component.
No, it shouldn't exist.
There was no potential with Borderlands.
This is an affront to humankind.
Yeah.
It's just downright abominable.
It's just kind of like offensive.
Oh yeah, it's plainly offensive. It has nothing to do with the games. The plot is bullshit. Every single person in there is miscast. It's just horrific.
It's like
horrific.
This is the 2000s version of what was it? Salo 12 Days of Sodom, or whatever that gore movie is, like that fucking disgusting movie from the 1900s.
Fucking horrific. Oh God, thinking about it, yeah. You know that kind of like boredom you have when you're 8 and you get sent to like your grandmother's house and the only thing there to eat is like a week old like corned beef and it's raining so you can't even go outside and I don't know, like the TV's not fucking working. Like just an overwhelming sense of like I'm bored, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I can't do anything. There's nothing to eat.
So fucking crazy for like. It's such a, like, Borderlands is obviously like a vibrant, explosive, over the top kind of property.
Mm-hmm.
And to make that, and they do it in the games as well now. Like Borderlands 3 was the same feeling for me, where it's like, Jesus Christ, I wish no one in this would talk, because every time they do,
dude,
I feel like I need to.
Every time
myself.
Tiny Tina opened her mouth, I wanted to just cut my ears off.
Who the fuck likes Tiny Tina?
I liked it when I was 11.
Yeah, that's it. It's fucking. It's dog shit. I fucking hate Borderlands.
Dude, it sucked. The only good character in that was Craig.
Craig?
Yeah, the psycho.
Is his name Craig?
Yeah, Craig.
Okay.
Craig the psycho was the only good character. One, because he had like 2 lines of dialogue, and every other scene he was just beat the shit out of people. Like he was like, by being the least worst, he was the most enjoyable.
Yeah. God, I can't believe
that movie. God, you can't even like watch it with friends and hate on it.
No.
It's just so shit. It's so fucking bad.
Yeah. I should have expected that.
Yeah.
That is a good pick.
So bad.
It's a Joker. I don't think we agreed on a single thing. And
we came close.
Well, in the sense of like choosing the same thing.
Yeah, we came close on a few.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Very different people.
That's going to do it for Real Boys, the awards ceremony, and also 2024.
We handed them out.
Yeah.
What a year for movies it's been.
Let us know what you think your movie of the year was, as well as your realist stinker. If you agree with us, disagree with us, find us overwhelmingly pretentious, or think that our insights are interesting and perhaps even a little bit funny.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I want to see what everyone's favorite and least favorite are. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the least favorite was Borderlands, but I also wouldn't be surprised if no one watched it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
You lucky ones.
I didn't watch it. I knew for a fact that I would hate myself and probably it would lead to me dying.
We originally had it listed as something we should watch to do on Real Boys, but then you didn't want to do it, so I had to watch it solo, and it was an unforgivable sin.
It looks so fucking dog shit. But what isn't dog shit is official.men, where you can head on over and pay for membership to get early ad-free access to our videos on an exclusive membership platform. You get a lot of benefits. You get access to our Discord server for members only, so you can hang out with like-minded folk.
You can tag me and tell me that my opinions suck.
Yeah, Connor replies to everyone, so go over there and tag him.
If you tag me, I do reply.
Yeah, that's his job. He's our customer support representative. He's lonely. He's so lonely.
I'm very lonely.
Go to official.man, Discord membership, as well as discounts on merchandise, which we have for Red Thread currently. We have the Red Thread Mothman shirt. This camera. So that's over on official.men. It's just honestly, I'm biased, obviously, but really good value for your money. You get 4 shows a week. Official podcast, Criminally Stupid, Red Thread, as well as Real Boys each week.
You can also individually select which shows you like if you don't want to get anything else.
For a discount. So you can, choose. But it's $5 a month for the all-inclusive package, or you can choose individually shows for a discount. So official.men, head on over there. Otherwise, tell us what you think. Let us know suggestions for shows to come, because we're not going to just do movies that come out. We do want to go back and
do some older ones.
Yeah, watch movies.
Some ones people enjoy, some ones people hate.
I don't want to be just a show where we just like watch the worst movie each week. I do want to talk about good movies.
Good movies, yeah. It's just been a rough year where we've opened with the worst movies possible.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Been a bit of a quiet year.
We just started at the wrong time, I think.
Yeah, hopefully next year is going to be better.
Well, we're going to start next year with Nosferatu. Well, this year, 2025, you won't have to wait a full year.
Yeah, 2025, Nosferatu, Mickey 17, Sinners, Formula One movie.
Oh, yeah, that could be bad.
Yeah, Minecraft. Well, it was by the dude that did Top Gun Maverick, so I'm hopeful.
True, but it's got no Tom Cruise.
No.
Does have Brad Pitt, though, and he's not bad.
It has Max Verstappen.
Is Max Verstappen in it?
Yeah, it has all the drivers on the current grid. They literally just inserted 2 fake ones into the current grid and filmed all the other drivers.
That must be, like, how do you get that to work?
Well, I've seen all the footage where they'll, like, be doing fake celebrations or fake losses
I saw
them
doing, like, the award ceremony at the end, but, like, that must be such a hard way to shoot a movie with, like, 18 other actors or 20 other actors that don't have lines or don't know, like, you know, the events of the movie.
Yeah, and every time you show up to a different thing, there's different winners, different losers, different weather, different drama. I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's interesting.
It's an evolving movie.
Yeah, it should feel realistic.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yep. Okay, so that's going to do it for Real Boys. Let us know what you think below. Recommend some shows, movies, and let us know what your thoughts are on the show, because we always do take suggestions, and we would love to improve the show, obviously.
It's a new one, and it's teething.
Yeah,
it's growing.
I hate that phrase. We're gonna be back with you soon. We're getting back into recording at the start of January, end of January. So you'll get episodes soon.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas.